everybody, how's everybody doing? Speedfree 2010 here. Welcome back to not Grand Theft Auto. Welcome back to Burnout Paradise Remastered, and welcome back to my channel. So we finally reached session number 24. Now we're gonna actually get started on the C-Class license that I left a long time ago. And as for the other cars that you can see in the left, those are cars that I got from doing all the other collectibles. The yellow gate smashes, the stunt jumps, the time road rules, and showtime road rules, as well as the billboards. I'll go into those when I unlock the original variants, when I get into them. But until then, those cars are off limits for now. So like I said, we're going to start with the C-Class license, and the first car we're going to start with is the Nakamura Yakuza GT here. It's a well-rounded stunt car getting its looks from two different Nissans. The front end here taking a bit of its front end grille from the R34 Nissan Skyline from 1999 to 2002 model years, with the back end of it starting from the A-pillar and the roof all the way back to the rear here from the Nissan GTR, its successor, due to its tail lights, its sweepback roofline, and its quad tip exhaust system. It's a well-balanced stunt car that's good for racing and stunt ones, albeit it's a little on the heavier side. So it's not going to stay in the air as long as a normal one would, but it's still a good stunt car to use, a decently balanced one. But anyway, with that being said, we're gonna do its burning route first, fix that car up, and then I'll come back to the garage and show you the other version of it. So anyway, with that being said, if you find yourself enjoying this, well, you know what to do. Like, share, subscribe, follow me on Twitter if you wish to do so, comment down below, and I hope you enjoy. And also, the Nakamura GT has a racing transmission, if you can hear it, that whining noise, and is the first of a few handful cars that is right-hand drive. And I'm not sure if this is the case, but I don't know. This car seems to be rear wheel drive as opposed to its real life counterpart's four-wheel drive system. I don't know. Anyway, that's enough out of me for now. I'll talk to you guys when I get back to the junkyard.
Drive northwest to the country club. The clock is ticking. You get a hot Nakamura Yakuza Samurai for beating that burning route. Stop by the junkyard to take it for a spin. Keep your eyes open for the Kitano Hydrus custom driving around the streets. If you see it, shut it down to add it to your car collection.
route has been. The Yakuza GT's burning route is done, so now we're gonna pick that car up and take it to the junkyard. Hopefully we'll find the Hydra's custom while we're there. Yeah, there it is, right there.
The Katano Hydra's custom has been delivered to your junkyard.
That was quick. I didn't expect it to spawn that quickly. Anyway, I'll go into details about both of those cars in a bit. And here we go. The Yakuza Samurai. Extra boost power. Basically, it's faster when you use the boost. The Hydra's custom. A front-wheel drive shopping cart with a big nitrous system. Don't expect to get too much out of it when you unleash the boost. That statement couldn't be farther from the truth in terms of that car. Anyway, let's fix this thing up. Let's fix this car up, and then I'll go into details about this one. As you can see, obviously it's got more boost power than the other one, which means it's faster, and it's honestly just as heavy. That's basically what this thing is. Now, if you did all 64 of the timed road rules like I did a couple sessions ago, if you did all 64 of them, you get this, the Carbon Yakuza GT. This is the first of 6 cars that have come in have a carbon fiber variant, and they're usually the best performing out of all of its variants, for the most part in terms of the Paradise cars, not including DLC. There are 5 of these offline, and 1 that's tied to online challenges. 5 of which, like I said, you can get offline, which is what I already have right here, but the other one is unlocked through an online challenge, which is one I never drove. In terms of the Yakuza GT, it's basically a stronger version, plus it's faster, giving a better stats across the board in all 3 categories, which is basically what can be said for all of the carbon cars, with the exception of 1. And this is the only car out of the 6 that's an aggression class. The other 5 are 3 stunt class and 2 speed cars respectively. But first things first, let's fix up this bad boy, and then I'll go into the Katano Hydra's custom. Oh yeah, something I didn't mention about the original Yakuza. The license plate, Asian Burnout 1 SL. SL for Saloon. This is, for want of a better description, with that logic, you could say that the Yakuza GT is the more modern version of the Saloon GT from Burnout 1, which that car was based off of the R34 Skyline. If you don't know what car I'm talking about, for those of you that don't know, think of the silver and blue car that Paul Walker drove in Too Fast, Too Furious, or the blue one he drove in Fast and Furious 4 from 2009. So if you don't know what the R34 is, that's basically what it is. So think of this car as the successor to that one. So anyway, let's switch cars. And let's use our new Hydras. Okay, the Katano Hydra's custom. This car is another one that comes from Burnout 2, albeit not this particular variant. It's a turbocharged four-wheel. It's got a turbocharged four-cylinder up front and front-wheel drive. It's pretty nimble, but because of how small it is, this thing isn't going to be winning any road rages or Martin Man events. So it's best to stick with racing at its greatest strength. In terms of looks, the entire car, to me, the possible basis seems to be that of a 2002 to 2005 Acura RSX, which, for those of you that don't know, was the name the Integra got changed to. So think of, though, basically the RSX was the new name for the Integra around the early 2000s. You can also see a bit of the Honda Civic in there, since both the cars at the time were twins for the most part. The headlights remind me of that of the 2000 Honda Civic Coupe model. With the but For the most part, it's a RSX. I say RSX because the Honda Civic Coupe to me just feels like just a little bit too big, in my opinion. But for the most part, they're both the same thing. Represent old tuner culture, classic tuner culture. Aw, man. Hey, forgive me for speaking so much. It's just that I feel like I need to just give you some info. Just a lot of info out of the way for those of you that want to get some more info on these cars. Speaking of which, a lot of this info I'm giving you is from the Burnout Wikipedia, as well as my own personal experience with them. So basically, whenever I talk about these cars, which is gonna be a lot, please take what I say with a grain of salt, because some of these I could always be wrong about. But since we're here, we might as well get the burning root out of the way. And then I can show you the real Burnout royalty version of this car.
Drive southeast to the Wildcats baseball stadium. The clock is ticking. You handle that car like a seasoned pro, so you've been awarded a special version of it. The Catano Hydrus Techno is yours.
Well, time to go pick up the new car. Speaking of Civics, apparently according to the game files, this car actually uses a Honda Civic EX engine nut, I think. I could be wrong. Yeah, it actually does, I remember now. So, for those of you calling it a Civic slash RSX, In my opinion, you both be correct. Not to mention, it actually sounds pretty good, and to me, it sounds pretty good in first person. At least to me, I think. Now to get to the real one, in my opinion. The Hydrus Techno. It's got more engine power for increased speed and acceleration, and it's more maneuverable. But it's still front wheel drive. So keep that in mind. Now this car is Burnout royalty. Hailing all the way from Burnout 2. This is the custom coupe from that car, as referring to the license plate. You also may have seen this car in Burnout. This car also made a return in Burnout 3 and Burnout Dominator as well, the custom coupe. However, in Burnout 3, the first game that got me started into the series, it was known as the Custom Coupe Ultimate. Aw, man. Yeah. And let me fix this thing up and let me go back. Show off the skins.
This is Atomica on Crash FM, giving a special shout out to all my fans out there who are burnout-aholics. You know who you are. Keep it locked here on Crash FM.
Oh yeah, fun fact. I think I remember reading that this entire the livery that the Hydrus Techno here has was inspired by the Fast and Furious 1 Mitsubishi Eclipse, I think. It was loosely inspired from that. I mean, the closest thing, I've seen people actually rebuild this particular car in Need for Speed, and the closest they actually managed to get is the RSX. Is the Acura RSX. So, in fact, you can actually see the RSX headlights due to the curvature of the headlights coming from the rear fender all the way to the middle of the hood, if you can see it. Now, with that being said, the carbon one is awarded for all the Showtime road rules. This one is much faster, obviously, and is stronger. However, the main difference between this one and, well, that one, this is a stunt car, and this is the only one out of all the cars in the main game, or at least the entire game, to go with a drivetrain swap, going from front to rear-wheel drive. In terms of how this car performs, well, it's basically better. More maneuverability, more speed, more control, and a bit of strength. It's still weak though, so take that with a grain of salt. So please be careful with it. Still pretty cool. Alright, now to get back to the original car. I'm gonna show off all the other skins for the cars we unlocked. It's nothing much, I'm just showing off the different kinds of finishes. Not bad. Pretty cool. Ooh. I'm now noticing the EA logo on here. Huh. Oh yeah, this is also the first car to have a sponsor car. Sponsor cars were basically the standard version of cars like this one, but with a different paint job, usually by a sponsor. These cars were only available on the console release of Burnout Paradise. Think PS3 or Xbox 360. The Yakuza GT has one in the style of BZ, the Japanese rock duo, because of the song Friction, which is a part of the title. The sponsor cars were also dependent on the kind of region you were in. The Yakuza GT's version was Japanese only. So if you were in another part of the world, you couldn't get a certain car. You weren't able to get it. The Katana Hydras also had technically two. One that was released and one that wasn't released. The one that was released was a French sponsored car from called Micromania, if I'm remembering correctly. And the unreleased one was I think Yodobashi from Japan, if I remember. That one was originally going to be released but got canceled. And other than it being a dressed up custom, the only difference between that one and between the standard one and the sponsor one was a stunt car. As for the rest of these the rest of these cars, I'm not gonna touch them until I've unlocked the initial models of these cars. So that's kind of how it worked back on PS3. So you could basically get any of these cars really early, but you couldn't use them until you reached that license. Since this car is an A class and these two are Burnout classes, I'm not gonna touch them until I reach those cars. So, matter of fact, let me try a stunt run. Let's try a stunt run with this, and then I think I'll do a race. I think I'll do a stunt run. Might as well do a stunt run. I think I'll come back and switch up to another car.
Ready for a stunt run? Use boost and drifts to combo together the most outrageous jumps, rolls, and spins to beat the target score inside the time limit.
That was a stunt run. They're pretty easy when you start out, but the more you complete, the higher the scores are gonna get. So for those of you that are new to Burnout, keep that in mind.
Ready to road rage? It's a running battle with the other drivers. Take them down all over town and beat the target without totaling your car or running out of time to receive a mark on your license. The Hunter Reliable Custom is now cruising around Paradise City. If you see it, shut it down to add it to your car collection. The Hunter Reliable Custom has been delivered to your junkyard.
Alright, the Hunter Reliable Custom. Above average strength and a gentle drip make quite a handy pack. An unconventional little all-rounder. That's actually kind of true. This is an aggression type car. From what I can get off the top of my head, this truck I think is I believe it's a Ford F1. I believe it's a Ford from the 50s. Ford F-150. I'm not entirely too sure what it is. I'll have to do some research after. this recording. All I know is that this is a old 50s pickup truck that's well rounded with decent strength and maneuverability. Sounds pretty good too. This also is another one that had a sponsor car, but that never made it. It was under the brand Tilly's. TILLY''S. It's an American clothing manufacturer, a clothing apparel store, excuse me. And it was basically orange and red, or is it orange and black? I don't remember. But want a better description, if you want to know more about these sponsor cars, head on over to the website known as the Cutting Room Floor and look under Burnout Paradise. They do a lot of stuff that was cut from the game, from various other games, and you'd be surprised at what you may or may not know about some of your favorite games. And I think there's also a video of these cars being used in the remaster via PC mods, I think. Yeah, also take care of this thing's weight. This thing is got some good maneuverability, but albeit just in from what I can tell. I think this is a Ford thing, or it could be I think it's a Chevy. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment below.
Somebody told me Paradise City had its own international airport until it sank into the sea after a freak storm off the waterfront. Well, that sucks. Where am I supposed to catch a flight to Tahiti now? Atomica, wings clipped, Crash FM. Drive south to Lone Stallion Ranch. The clock is ticking. You made it! As a reward, the Hunter Reliable Special has been delivered to the junkyard. Swing by to check it out.
The Hunter Reliable Special. More boost, and it's actually, well, it actually got a cleaner paint job. The wheels like this. But what I can see, the Tilly's Reliable that got cut was originally gonna have these wheels. Makes me wonder if that was originally gonna be based off of this. Oh well.
Get ready to be the marked man. You are here. Head east to the Wildcats baseball stadium, but watch out for the other drivers trying to wreck your car. Survive to get a mark on your license. This is a road rage. Take down other drivers before they total your car or you run out of time. Take the battle all over the city and beat the target to receive a mark on your license. The Watson R-Turbo Roadster is now on the streets of Paradise City. If you see it, shut it down to add it to your car collection. Just got a call from my old friend Mac Fraser. He's working as a park ranger on top of Peaks 1 and 2. Now, he said it's been raining hard up there, and before long it'll be starting to snow. He's been making sure those trails are gonna be ready for some sweet riding this winter. Might be time to dust off my snowboard. Well, but not yet. Keep it locked here to Crash FM because this is DJ Atomica broadcasting live across Paradise City. The Watson R-Turbo Roadster has been delivered to your junkyard.
And with that shutdown, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna call this part a day. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.